Well, James, before we get out of here today, I did want to update you on a few recent news items involving, our favorite character, Sebastian Gorka, who I know we haven't. Yeah, he has not made an appearance on the show in a long time. But I got two stories about Sebastian Gorka here. The
Sleep
first of
not
which,
in comfort that he hath not be seen. Because Gorka moves in the shadows, Mr. Chapo.
it says here. This is just, I'm just going to dive into this one. It says, Newsmax personality and former Trump aide Sebastian Gorka described Vice President Kamala Harris as a DEI hire and colored in an interview on Tuesday. In the segment, Gorka accused himself of inflating. In the segment, Gorka himself accused of inflating his credentials as a terrorism expert, predicted that Biden will be forced to withdraw from the presidential race if a major Democratic donors pull the plug. Host Rob Schmidt then asked if Democratic donors really think Harris is going to do better in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania than Joe Biden would. Gorka responded sarcastically, "She's a DEI hire, right? She's a woman. She's colored. Therefore, she's got to be good. At least her brain doesn't literally freeze mid-sentence." So credit to Gorka for correctly predicting Biden would drop out of the race, but demerits for not using the antiquated term quadroon to describe Kamala Harris.
Points taken, Mr. Chapo.
He never disappoints. I've really missed him.
Well, you can actually, this next story, if you've missed Sebastian, you can commune with him because headline here, former Trump advisor Sebastian Gorka is selling his doomsday prepper cabin on 33 acres in the West Virginia woods. Sebastian Gorka, a right-wing commentator and author who worked in the Trump administration, is selling his Baker, West Virginia vacation home. The 3-bedroom, 2-bath log cabin is listed for $575,000 and comes with more than 33 acres in the woods. This getaway...
I'm sorry. That's how you know he's from a bullshit country. Who else but an Eastern European would be like, oh, I'm rich now. I'm going to summer in West Virginia. That's how you know you come from a rock farming culture. Talk about someone who just got letters.
Oh, I'm afraid it's quite to the contrary, Mr. Chapo. West Virginia, striking distance to Camp David, you understand. With the geopolitical choke point of Wheeling, mere miles away from my estate.
It says here, this getaway was built by a prepper for a prepper, the listing notes. Oh, sorry, my mom's dog is shrieking right now. I promise you I'm not beating the dog. It's just he goes crazy every time my mom comes home.
I promise you that I am beating the dog, Mr. Chapo. Discipline must be brought to the ranks of the canines.
It says here, this getaway was built by a prepper for a prepper, the listing notes. It features all the amenities one would need if the world were to end or if they just want to disconnect. It's like, yeah, that's a real endorsement for vacationing in West Virginia. If the world ends, you'll hardly even notice you're in West Virginia. You're in the woods of West Virginia.
Also, like, what the fuck kind of endorsement for Trump is this?
He's like, I'm buying property to prepare for the collapse of civilization. Yeah. Oh, and also vote for Trump so I can get back in the White House. And hurry this process along.
This is a great house to eat 10 years of beans in and then shoot yourself in the head after when you're surrounded by irradiated mutants.
It was strategic land during the prior civil war in your country, as it shall be again. Under the shadows of the Blue Ridge Mountains, you see, Stonewall Gorka shall move.
Mountain Mama, take me home. It says here, specifically, there is a backup generator, a hand pump for the well, and an outdoor stove. There are no neighbors to be heard or seen, just acres and acres of woods, wild animals, and birds. The home is perched at 2,400 feet atop Short Mountain. There's a pond on the property that could be fished, as well as lots of opportunity to hike, hunt, or bird watch. In fact, the listing of the former White House advisor notes that the spot is only 114 miles from the White House, but it feels like you're on the other side of the globe. So like you said, a strategic location.
So I'm perfectly able to pop on down to the White House for a biscuit. when we are in power, and whence removed to retreat one step.
I picture Gorka like there's a tunnel connecting the estate to the White House, but he's sort of like the worm from Busytown, but he's driving a traditionally Hungarian onion-shaped car.
The Apple car is a little
Very
little too
cute.
fancy, yeah.
And very cute to think about him in the little onion cart.
Do you mean to impugn the honor of lowly worm, Mr. Chapo? I will have you know that I have him in my employ. Also, it's perfectly suited to rent out to normies should you need extra income on Airbnb.
Oh man, I would love to stay in Sebastian Gorka's place if he ran it as an Airbnb.
Do we have any listeners in West Virginia where we could what venue would we do there? Just like a big cave? A cornfield?
A disused coal mine?
I challenge you to meet me 100 paces from Harper's Ferry.
Yeah, we're gonna do a show in one of those like coal slag pits where they like just shove the top of a mountain they blew off into like a lagoon or something. We'll be doing a show there, and it's perfect, quaint, and plenty of bird watching.
Our opening act will be some of the surviving white family. They're going to do that tap dancing thing that everyone loves.